Hello all and welcome back to Operation Northwind. It is turn 3 for Japan. And I guess it's time to declare war on the Chinese. I usually like to wait at least another turn or two to keep the US from getting some tech rolls, to keep some income from going up. But KMT is collecting 9 a turn, so the longer I wait, the harder it's going to be. And with the coast being open, I know, Dan, you're probably baiting me into this, but to see what happens here. It's going to be tough. I wish I had a few more units, but we're going to do what we can do and go from there. That's all we can do. So we have 20 IPP to spend. We're going to spend 19 on 2 Marines, 2 infantry, and self-propelled artillery, and save a buck. We have, excuse me, we have 2 undamaged major factories. Remember, for jet fighters is black and blue, and large ship construction is black and gold. We need an 8 or higher on both of these. So let's see if we can get some big numbers to start the game out, or start the turn out. That's a 12 and a 6. So we got the black and blue, but not the other one. So we got jet fighters to stage 1, but large ship construction is still at stage 1. Okay, so 50%, like I said, if you can do 50%, you're doing good. We always want to hit more, but that's a good start. Okay, so combat moves. There's going to be a bunch of them, obviously, because we're going to see what we can do here. So I'm going to put the transport into the country it's going to, just to make it easier. So here is the plate of what is in Rihi that is going to be moving. So the first thing is 2 of the infantry are going to hop on a transport and go to Shangtung. Oh, sorry, not Shangtung, my bad. Hunan. I can't remember what I'm doing here. Okay. The 2 Marines are going to hop on the transport and go 1, 2, and land in Kwangtung. So this is going to be my Kwangtung thing eventually here, because a lot more is going into Kwangtung than anywhere else. Okay, the last transport there is going to pick up 1 dude and drop him off in Nanking. One of the transports from P15 is going to come over to P14, pick up the last 2 infantry, and drop them off in Shangtung. Okay. Then up north, the mountain, the artillery, and the cavalry, along with a tactical bomber, 1, 2, are going to Sunwon. And then the 3 infantry, motorized, tactical, and fighter are going into Beiping. They went 2, so everything get back to Korea then when we're done. The last transport in P15 is going to pick up the 2 infantry. Go 1, 2 to P41 and drop them off into Kwangtung. And the 2 Marines are going to hop on 2 destroyers and go 1, 2 and be dropped off in Kwangtung. So it'll be 4 Marines and 2 infantry. Then the fleet in P32, which is everything right there, minus the 1 TB. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm good. So the light cruiser and TBD will stay behind. Everything else is going to go to P41. Okay. And the sub will stay back too. Sorry, the sub will stay back there. And then the 2 battleships, battle cruiser and 3 heavy cruisers will do the bombarding. The 2 fighters and the tactical, starting in P32, will go to P41, go to Kwangtung, and will land back on the ships. And the fighter in Formosa will go 1, 2, and then land back in Formosa. So going into Kwangtung, we're going to have 6 bombards, 3 fighters, tactical bomber, and 6 units. Okay. I think that is all the fighting. Decided not to stretch it to Hope. He's only got a militia there, so he's going. Oh, I forgot the roundup for that, but I'll fix that then. So I'm going to give him Hope. I was debating, do I even take Sunban this time, but I think I'm okay. But we shall see what happens here. So let's start in the south and work our way up. So we'll start with the big battle. So we have bombarding. We have 2 battleships that are at a 4. So that's blue. We have 1 battle cruiser bombarding at a 3. That's yellow. And 3 heavy cruisers at a 2. They're red. Okay, so we have our 6 bombards. And this is the important part. This helps make the job a little easier. But so 6 bombards. And one hit by a heavy cruiser. So we got 1 hit, so he'll lose a militia. Okay. Now, we are attacking into the mountains, so that doesn't help us that much. So we have 6 infantry / Marines. They're all the same on the all the same on attack defense. So we're gonna have 6 at 1. So 6 at 1 to right. We're gonna have 3 fighters at 6 is green, and 1 tactical bomber is black at 7. Okay, so we got an infantry hit, we have a fighter hit, and we have a second fighter hit. Okay, so we got 3 hits. The other fighter and the tactical both miss, so we got 3 hits on round 1. So he will lose 3 more militia, leaving him just 2 infantry. So he is going to have 3 militia at a 2, which are red, and 2 infantry at a 4, which are 2. And no hits. That is really good. A couple of just misses, but no hits. Okay, so he is down to just 2 infantry. So those are dead. So I have everything again. So I have the 6 at 1. And I have 3 at 6, green, and 1 at 7, which is black. Needing 2 more hits now. And infantry gets a hit, fighter gets a hit, tactical gets a hit. So we got 3 hits there, so we got the hits we needed. So his 2 remaining infantry are gone. So 2 at 4 in return. A 12 and an 11. Can't get any higher than that. So that was nice. We get Quang Tung with 4 Marines and 2 infantry. And no casualties. That is a good way to start the day out. Okay. Then we're going to get Hunan. It's a walk-on. We're going to get Nanking. It's a walk-on. We're going to get Shantung. It's a walk-on. So that is right now Japan up 8, KMT down 6. So let's start with that before we forget that. So Japan is up 8, so from 16 to 24. And the KMT goes down 6, we said, so 9 to 3. That's just temporary. We're going to finish adjusting later. Okay. Now, in Beiping, because I can't surround them, so they're going to get the bonus, we have 3 infantry. I do not think there's a river penalty. Nope. Okay, so we have 3 infantry and a motorized, which is, so that's 4 at 2, which are the red dice. And then we have a fighter green at 6 and a tactical at 7 in is black. Okay. Everybody missed. Why not? Everybody missed. And this is where I was a little nervous at. He's got 3 at 5 because of the city bonus. And he missed. Man, there's a 6 there, but... Okay, let's try round 2. Can't get any worse than round 1. Well, I guess I can, but... Okay, fighter hit and 2 infantry hits. Why can't I do that in round 1? Okay, that's nice. So we got the 3 hits we needed. So Bei Ping has fallen. Let's see how much damage he does with his 3 guys on round 2. And he gets 2 hits. Of course he does. So he loses all 3 guys. And I will lose an infantry and a motorized, I guess. Not really thrilled about that, but okay. And then the fight, we're gonna land all the planes back, but there, boom and boom. Okay, so that is worth another 2 for Japan. So Japan goes up to 26. Okay. Now, Sun Wan. So I have an artillery. I have an artillery in the mountains, so he's a 2. He'll be red. We have a mountain man boosted in the mountains, so he will be 3 in yellow. And then the cavalry is also downgraded to a 2. So we're just going to roll him as a white one, just so I can roll them all together and we can see what's happening. And then the tactical is 7 is black. And we'll keep those 2 out for him. Okay. Okay, so the tactical hit and the supported cavalry hit. So we got the 2 hits we needed, no first strikes. So he will get his 2 at 2 in return. And they both miss. Okay. So Sun Wan is now Japanese with the cavalry, mountain, and artillery. Okay, this can come down to here now. So that means Japan goes up 1. The KMT go down 1, but they go back up 1 for Hopei. Okay, so that's gonna keep them even. They're gonna go up 1 for Hainan and 1 up for Kwangtung because Kwangtung has to go KMT. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what the KMT should be at right now, if my math is correct. So KMT is at 5. Japanese go up another 1 to 27. Okay. Just looking around, making sure I got everything done. And so Japan went up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we should be up 11. We'll double check that here in a second. So non-combat, obviously, the 2 tacticals of fighter up north land back in Korea. The ones from Kwangtung, the one in Formosa lands back in Formosa. The other 3 planes land back on their carriers in P-41. The transport that went to Hainan obviously is going to be in P-32. The one that went to Kwangtung and Shantung will be in P-14. And I think that's it for non-combat. So then we got to roll the rest of these warlords out here and see who they go to. So I have it set up where the pink dice, purple dice, green dice. And I believe I gotta double check here. I think it's 1 through 6 goes CCP. I'm gonna check my notes. Yep. 1 through 6 goes CCP, and 7 through 12 will go KMT. Okay, so, well, Robert, I got you the one you wanted, and the other 2 go KMT. So, C King will go to the CCP, which means they're going to build the rail next turn, and they are going to have some money to spend. Not good for me, but good for him. Tibet was a 9, so that goes KMT. And C King was on a 10, so that goes KMT. So the KMT gets a few more units there. I will change out the colors of them off camera when the turn's done. So let's just see here. I think that is everything. Non-combats. Oh, I guess we should increase everybody's income, shouldn't we? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I guess make sure I'm up 11. So I went from 16 to 27. Yep. Okay. So the British go from 14 to 16 with that attack. The French go from 9 to 10. The US goes from 7 to 12. The Far East goes from 5 to 7. And the Anzacs go from 3 to 5. Okay. Bonus income now. We have Kwangtung. We have Hunan. We have Nanking. We have Shantung. And we have Beiping. Okay, we're going to lose an oil because we attacked this turn. So let's place some units now. 2 Marines, 2 infantry, and a self-propelled artillery. So the self-propelled artillery is going to Rihi. And the 2 infantry and 2 Marines are going to Kyushu. Okay. And then let's collect some money. Well, before I forget, let's roll for Siam. I mean, we can hope. Siam. 8. No good. Okay, so let's collect our money now. Our base is 27. We saved $1 and 2 oil is 30. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonus income there. So we will collect 35 for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 35. And then let's do a quick disposition for you guys. And if you have any questions, obviously we can ask later. Income, KMT and Anzacs are at 5. Far East is at 7. France is at 10. US is at 12. Britain's at 16. And Japan is at 27. I got 1 tech. So we started jet fighters on stage 1. Missed on improved construction. And then Northern Manchuria, Eastern Manchuria each have a militia. Rihi has a militia and self-propelled artillery. Sunwon has cavalry, artillery, mountain man. Beiping has 2 infantry. Hopei is KMT. Shantung has 2 infantry. Nanking has 1 infantry. Hunan has 2 infantry. Kwangtung has 4 Marines and 2 infantry. Korea has 2 tactical bombers and a fighter. P-14 has light cruiser, heavy cruiser, coastal sub, TBD, 2 transports. P-15 has coastal sub and TB and destroyer. Sorry. Kaishu has 2 Marines and 2 infantry. P-32 has transport sub TBD light cruiser. P-41 has 2 subs, 2 battleships, battle cruiser, 3 heavy cruisers, light carrier, fleet carrier, 2 fighters, and a tactical bomber. Formosa has a militia and a fighter. Hainan is KMT. Yunnan is KMT. Sinkang is KMT. Tibet is KMT. Sinking is CCP. And I believe that is it, guys. If you have any questions, please ask. Not quite as long as I thought it was going to be, but still long enough as a nice battle. Get this thing going off. And once again, if you have any questions, please ask. And we'll catch you guys all next year. Have a good one. Bye.